Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a little prep video to show how I'm prepping for volume 6 of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. There's a little bit of research I've been doing and I thought it might be good to have it here before we actually start the challenge, because there's a couple of places you might want to go and have a look yourself. This is The Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling by Muir. I found out about this book. Now, I often get things on my Kindle app because for starters, they're cheaper. I'm also constantly in the downsize process, and I have honestly got, I don't know, thousands of books on my Kindle app, and then that way I've got them and I can look at them, and as I said, they're cheaper. So I discovered this book via a YouTube channel which is called The Mindful Narrowboat, and it's a beautiful channel. She's very informative about her travels on the narrowboat, but always at the end she opens her sketchbook and she writes a poem and she draws some of the things, whether it's bugs or birds or dragonflies, or this last episode it was a beautiful rabbit, from her trip out into the field. And this is a book that she recommended, which is her guide to how to improve the drawing. So, I mean, I'm just going to do a quick squizzo through because there's a lot of writing, but there are some bits where you learn a bit more about how he views going out into the field for a field trip and his notes. And so this be a page, he would draw a picture, he'd write copious notes about all the things he discovered as well. And he's a bit of a scientist, so it's very science informed. That's fine, I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all, I like it. So I'm finding it's a bit of reading, not always what I want to be doing when it's anything to do with art. I just like to look at the pictures. But he has a few things. So I have been using a couple of his things from his book. Some he's given permission to print out. And I wonder, it reminds me of, is one of his questioning lines that helps him to hone in, I guess. So I've started a little nature journal. Now, part of what he has in his book is things like, you know, if you can use these put your hand up in the sky, you can learn these angles if you're looking at, say, an angle of a tree or a bird, or I don't know, whatever. There's all sorts of different ways, of course, that we can do this. And I'm on a journey. I'm just on a journey to understand this better. I've never kept a nature journal per se. I've always kept a sketchy sort of graffiti-ish kind of journal, and now a sort of a stitch journal, but this is going to be a great project. Biometrics, 1 step equals, navel height equals, you know, just things that you might want to measure a bug. things I don't know, things I might never use, but he gave permission to be able to put these out. I found a quote by Arthur Ashe that start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And I thought that was really appropriate for me as a beginner in field note journal. That was a great little quote. So things like if you were looking at mosses and lichens, this will help you with your coverage. Birds in flight, this will help you with how many you think are in that group or that flock. And so I've started, because I was doing the mermaid big wall hanging, and I started to look at what sand dollars are. I thought, oh, I should put my little pictures in that I've done. But then I thought, I know I did a little bit of research at the time, but of course not writing it down, it's kind of gone in my eyes and out my ears, or swum around my head for a bit and then gone into the abyss of my memory. But I didn't know. Sand dollars are called sea cookies, snapper biscuits, pansy shells, cake urchins, depending on where you are in the world, and so many different things. The spines on them are called Scylla, which I think whales. Oh no, it's called baleen. I think they're whales, but they eat algae and organic matter. And a fascinating fact, so fact of the video, sand dollar larvae, if they're feeling they're under attack or a predator's around, they can clone themselves, which doubles the volume, so there's more of them, but it halves their size, so it kind of hides them from predators. Isn't that a fascinating fact? I just didn't know that. So this is my little start. This is where I'm at. I found another little book, Field Guide to Nature Journaling by James Samuel Sisti, and apparently there's a range of hike and draw guidebooks, and I thought this was good because you could actually go through and colour it in if you want. It's a little bit more aimed perhaps to children. It's a bit simple, but I really liked it, and I almost felt like I might cut it up and start putting some bits in my book, but maybe I won't do that. So he's talking about the self-expression. For him, part of his identity. And I like this. Getting started. This is exactly what I'm doing. Discovering your journaling niche. So this is a completely different style of journal than any other I've done before. And then obviously, because it's a stitch project, I'm going to be doing double because I really want to work on this book and then see how I can put it into stitch with the prompts. Well, because we don't know what any of the prompts are. I could be doing sand dollars and we're doing, I don't know, craters on the moon, you know. So I don't know. I also feel that I've done a bit of research by all the walks I've done lately with lichen and the mushrooms at Ballarat, and I'm going to be putting them in. And I think what will happen is my journal here might be a little bit of backtracking, but also what I'm doing currently. And then I'm just going to have to pick from that what works with the prompt for the stitch project. So anyway, this is just another little sort of book that things like that inspire you to think about it. Dates of when you're doing it. Questions once again. Do kestrels migrate? Do they eat bugs and birds? You know. Each of the books seem to have a little kit. Generally, sharper rubber and a pencil are the main things, but also some have the little smaller portable watercolour palette types of things. And I think it's going to be a great, I guess a good practice of sketching and drawing. This line works very neat. This, to me, looks like it's been done digitally rather than an actual drawing, but that's okay. Helpful websites, helpful apps. Ethics. So quite a cute little book. Enough to prompt you. So at the moment we've finished autumn, we're in winter, it's cold, no one wants to go out. We all want to sit in with our heaters and our cups of tea. But when you look at things like this, it reminds me, well, if I go down the park, there could be a layer of leaves that are rotting down, and what's under them? You know, what is it? So yeah, I think this is really, I don't think I'll be marking my snails. I try to get rid of them in the garden so they don't eat my vegetables. Interesting. Anyway. I guess the other thing is there's a lot of prompts to get out and about. I don't know if I'm going to be categorising whose poo is whose, but who knows? And bees, oh, lovely bees. This one's got a lot of room for notes at the back, but I think landscape profile might be interesting in here. That might be something which is a good template to have. Any other templates? Okay, so thumbnail sketching. All right, so I'm going to copy this in as well to my early bit, just some hints to look through. I haven't written down the John Law's extra questions by the look of it, which I do want to do, and I'll add this in as well. So hopefully, oh, there's one thing I was just going to say, hopefully you're inspired that I also hunted out one or two of my watercolours and thought, so I was having a little phase of doing baby animals. So it's a little baby possum, and this was a baby, oh, it looks like an anteater. I can't remember what it was I was drawing. Anteater, something like that. Cute, anyway, whatever it is. So I got these out to remind me that I can adequately draw and watercolour, and I just need to do some more and do some more practicing. So there we go. That's it for my little precursor. And well, I hope everyone enjoys this upcoming project. It sure has a lot of YouTubes already before we've even got to July. We're all jumping the gun because it's exciting and it's a big project over 6 months. Okay, so I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed that, and bye for now.